Oh, poor truck lit up like a Christmas tree this morning, man. Add air to the tire, change the oil soon. Well, we're gonna be putting air in the tire, and we're gonna be doing an oil change today. We got a lot on the agenda today. Good morning, by the way. Nice to see y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. We just ran the Canadian Tire and returned two things that we bought last week. The dual propane regulator that I bought isn't going to work for me, so I sent that back, and I sent back the propane gauge. This one was like a battery operated one, and I just didn't want that one, so that is what it is. So we're all fueled up. We made that return. That was pretty much the only stop I needed to make this morning. Going to head out to the shop, and we got some things to do. Like I said, I want to do an oil change on the truck, fill up a tire. That's easy stuff. But I picked up a few things this week for it. We got a brand new battery that we're gonna stick in, and we're really going to try and figure out this wiring situation. So I'm gonna get into it today for sure, maybe tomorrow. I really want to figure this out, and I don't want to redo it. So there's some jankiness going on in there, and I've seen that. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to fix it all up. I'm going to clean everything up nice. We're going to make sure everything's connected good, and we're going to retry it again. Last week it was, I was at the shop for like 2 straight days. On my 2 days off, I was at the shop working on it, and by the end of Sunday, it was like 5 o'clock when I was shooting the end of the last video, and I was just so grumpy. I was like, I'm redoing it. I'm not messing with this anymore. But I've gotten a few more opinions over the week from coworkers and things like that. We've got some new ideas. We're gonna get in. We're gonna clean it up. We're gonna take a calmer approach today. See how it goes. So let's get it done. We made it to the shop. It's funny because I am starting to realize when I'm editing these videos in the beginning, usually I'll kind of say what we're doing today or what the plans are for the day. And by the time I get here and I start doing things, it's never usually according to what I said I was gonna do. But that's okay. We're rolling with it. That's fine with me. As long as we're being productive, I don't think it really matters too much about the schedule. As long as we're doing what we want to do and getting stuff done, I think that's okay. So we made it to the shop. I'm not exactly sure where I want to start now. I know I need to do this wiring. I need to tear down this vehicle. I gotta do stuff to my truck. We might do the tear down later. I was thinking about doing that first thing. Kind of don't want to now. I think maybe I'll pull my truck around back. Maybe we'll start with the oil change, and we'll get that done just so that's all out of the way. And then maybe we will stick the battery in this bad boy, make sure nothing catches on fire, and we'll start messing around, cleaning up the wiring and whatnot, because that is probably the biggest thing right now that I want to get dialed in with this. If I can get that figured out, the rest from there on out is pretty, I'm not going to say easy, but it's going to be a lot easier than that. Next week I'm gonna get another propane tank, and I'm gonna get, already ordered a dual propane regulator. I bought one last week, but it wasn't the right one, so I ordered one, and we're going to install that next week with our 2 new propane tanks, and then we're going to check and see what actually works and what actually doesn't in this thing. I've checked the lines. That part is looking okay so far, so I'll be excited to see if this heater actually works or not. And if it doesn't, we've got other plans for what we're going to be doing. We'll probably be removing that and putting a new one in. Temporarily, we do have other solutions. Also, summer is coming, so the heat won't be the biggest issue. So obviously I'm going to want to do some winter camping this year. I don't know how much of it I'm going to be doing when it's actually cold now coming into spring. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I do really want to see if it works though, because if it works, that'd be pretty awesome. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the truck around and we're going to get started on that. Let's do the oil change real quick, fill up the tire. Then the old girl's mint, fresh, ready to go. Oil change every 5K, no messing around. Bro, I don't even want to know how short that just made me look, man. I always like to start by just taking the skid plate off, because it's like just enough in the way that it's just annoying. It's a couple 13s or 15s, I can't remember. So I got both in like 210. Super simple. Pretty sure those are 15s. Yep. Now I get to see all of my leaking oil. Call that the good old self-changing. Looks like the main source of this leak is looking like the transfer case is leaking pretty good there, so we're gonna have a look at that in the next little while here, but we're not gonna do that today. Alright, let's go ahead and get that new filter installed. Obviously, this is the way that I do things. I've been doing oil changes since I was about 15 years old, so I've got them pretty down pat. But if you're looking for actual detailed descriptions on how to do things, there's tons of videos out there, so just search them up. Just letting you guys know that this isn't a tutorial video. Okay. I'll start it up, let it run for a little bit, warm up, and we'll check the oil, and that's it. Done. There we go. No longer lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm gonna start right from the truck. So I'm gonna test this. I tested it a few weeks ago with one of those little trailer plug testers, and it showed me that it was working. I'm going to test it here with my light, and I'm gonna plug the trailer plug into the truck, and then we're gonna start testing some of these wires, make sure we got power coming through. And then we're just gonna keep going back and see if we can spot the issue. I'm not skipping any steps this time. All right, quick test with the test light. We're working there. On to the next one. See if we're getting power all the way through. Okay, so we have power from the truck. It's plugged in. We've got power running through here. So let's head inside and see what we got going on in there. So the first thing we're going to start with, hooking up our brand new battery, because one of my coworkers said that one of his older trailers, brake lights literally wouldn't work if there wasn't a battery hooked up. I was hooking power to these terminals the previous week, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to hook this battery up, and then we're going to see what happens. And I figured out last week which one was positive and which one was negative, because they weren't labeled. They're both blue. So I just want to make sure of something here. See if it's left turn, stop lights. Green is right turn, stop lights. Blinking. So red. Okay, so these are a little... So, like I said, I'm no electrician. I'm not very good at this stuff, and I also just don't enjoy it. But the diagrams that I'm finding online, the way this plug is wired, it's not, like, it just doesn't seem right to me, because when I'm testing it, the colors that are supposed to be my signals and other things, they're not correct. So I found a diagram. I'm going to try and wire this, how that diagram is set up, and just see if anything changes. I don't know if it will. I don't know if that's like the issue, but it just, the colors aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing according to these diagrams that I'm looking at. So, okay, so I just finished rewiring that according to the diagrams that I'm seeing online. We'll see what happens. The only ones that were correct were the ground and the blue wire for the brakes or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but the rest were in a different order according to how I went off of labeling it from this trailer plug that I bought. So let's see what happens now. Trailer brake control, okay, and white is our ground. Okay, now that is apparently correct, so let's head back inside. Alright, so what I've found out so far, I know I haven't been recording a lot of it because this is literally me just like going back and forth trying to figure it out, but as soon as I get in here, as soon as I get in here, I lose power, but I have it out there coming up into here. So I just don't know if I'm not grounding it properly. So there's this little screw-on plate thing here. I'm gonna remove this. And I'm gonna run my test light through it. And then ground it to the frame so I can make sure I'm getting a proper ground, and then we will continue on. Okay, I literally just extended my test light wire. I had to make it longer so I could run it out and actually get a good ground. So I got a good ground now. Okay, so that's all it was, is I wasn't getting a good enough ground in here. So that's working. Okay, so that's good. All right, so this is what was hiding in there. I'm gonna open this stuff up and see what it is. I have no idea. And I also found this like ancient ass toaster. Dude, look at this thing. Are you kidding me? Dude, that's so sick. What the hell? Color tuner. Each click means one color shade. Dude, I wonder if there's a date on this thing. That is awesome. Okay, so we just had the multimeter out, and I've got power back here now. I didn't last weekend, but I did clean up a whole bunch in the front. So now to this janky ass stuff that's going on back here, I've actually got power when the blinkers are on. All right, y'all, so we definitely made some progress today. I got a little bit of power in the back from what I can see. I'm taking a break because I don't want to get frustrated like I did last weekend. So I'm gonna go home, do something else, try not to think about this, or maybe do a little research and just kind of see what I can figure out, more things to try. But I've been here since like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 3 p.m. now. So, and just doing this wiring minus the oil change and whatnot. So we definitely need a break. I am starting to burn out on this stuff. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, y'all. So we left off yesterday cleaning up some of the electrical. We were able to finally get some power on the back of the trailer here. Still not seeing much on these side marker lights, but all of these fixtures and whatnot everything's outdated, like the bulbs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to, this week or on the weekend, I'm going to pick myself up some new marker lights and things like that, because I definitely I'm going to keep all of these reflectors. I'm going to keep those are fine because they're obviously they're just reflecting light. But these old square ones here, I mean, I don't even know how old they are, but I'm going to just get some new ones of those, clean them up and get them wired in. And then we're gonna see about our taillight situation, because what I have is for the four prong plug, whatever you want to call it. But I want everything working off of the 7-way. So I think we're gonna take a break from the electrical this weekend. It's kind of burning me out. So instead of doing that today, we're just going to clean up our mess. And the inside of the trailer right now is an absolute disaster, and I got things everywhere. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit today. We're gonna get everything back in order because, look at this. It's just turning into a mess, and it's getting hard to work in and around there. So that's probably that's not helping my frustration levels when I can't figure things out. So we're just gonna clean up a little bit today, and I'm gonna get myself ready for next weekend. No idea what we're doing next weekend, but we will be, testing out the heater and things like that. I'll see what I can find this week for some new marker lights, whatnot, and that's kind of what we're gonna do. I procrastinated and didn't do that teardown yesterday. I'm gonna do that today because I said I would, and I am a man of my word. I try to be anyways. So I'm gonna do that. First, we're just gonna get this thing tidied up, and then we'll see where the day takes us. Had a nice relaxing night last night. I went home and did some things around the house just to, cleaned up, did all my laundry and everything, so I had like nothing to do today. So when I was finished all that last evening, I just sat down with a bottle of Fireball, just hung out for a few hours, ate some dinner, and that was about the extent of last night. I am turning 31 this week on Wednesday. By the time you guys see this video, my birthday will have passed, but you know, I'm 31 going on 75. When I get home, I basically chill out on the computer for a little bit, don't really do too much, and then I'm asleep by like 9 o'clock. So that's what we got up to last night. But I'm happy that I went home and did that stuff, because now I don't have to worry about any of that stuff today. We can just hang out here for a bit, and like I said, I don't think I'm gonna get too carried away, just because I could use a break. So I'm gonna get some work done today after we get this cleaned up and brought back outside, and that's gonna be it. Order has been restored. Thank you guys so much for tuning into these videos and watching me every week. It means the world to me. I'm hoping we can get this wiring figured out here soon, because like I said yesterday, I think that's the hardest thing for me right now. The rest of the stuff I should be able to figure out, I think, a lot faster than this. So that is what it is. We're not going to stress about it. There's no point in stressing about it, because I've got lots of time. I've got people to help me. If I really cannot figure it out, I'm going to reach out to my electrician friends and my trailer mechanic friends. They said they'd be more than happy to help. I'm a stubborn old man. I like to do things myself, but there's no shame in asking for help instead of sitting here struggling, not being able to figure it out. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys for the support. It means the world to me. We'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.